Hello everyone, my name is Super123 and today I'm going to attempt a Professor Oak's challenge on Pokemon Fire Red Omega. Now, what do all of those words mean exactly? Well, Pokemon Fire Red Omega is a ROM hack of the original Fire Red which gives us access to all 386 available Pokemon at the time. This ROM hack updates trainers and gym leaders with improved teams and strategies, giving some weaker Pokemon updated stats, and even some new areas to explore. And a Professor Oak's challenge is where you have to obtain all available Pokemon before a gym badge. So this means before you get the first gym badge you have to catch and evolve all the Pokemon that you can, giving you the most complete Pokédex at that time. So yes, you will have to grind your starter Pokemon to their final form off of level 4 trash in Viridian Forest. There are only 2 recorded versions of this run on the POC subreddit, with only one of them being completed by Shirei Q, completing the challenge in 206 hours and 21 in-game minutes. Can I meet this time, and just how difficult is this challenge on a ROM hack with everything available to us? Well, we're gonna find out, but before we start I just want to say if you do enjoy this video or find this concept interesting, then leave a like and subscribe. This is the first ever recorded POC that I have done on the channel and I appreciate all the support. So without further ado, let's jump into the challenge. Starting off, we get to pick our starter Pokemon, which is one of Magby, Smoochum or Elekid. I chose Elekid as it has the ability Static, which can paralyze opposing Pokemon, which will then make them easier to catch. We won't be able to find the other starters in the wild unfortunately, so that means the only unobtainable Pokemon in this game are Magby, Magmar, Smoochum and Jinx. After going through all the Oak's parcel stuff, we get Pokeballs, and this means that I can finally start making progress on catching Pokemon. So the first thing I did was spend all of my allowance on Pokeballs, went to Route 2 and caught 5 Zigzagoons. But the important thing is they all have the ability Pickup, which will mean they have a chance to pick up useful items like nuggets for more money and rare candies for leveling up. And trust me, we're going to need a lot of rare candies. They can also pick up items that make trips to the Pokemon Center less frequent. These items include PP ups and the TM for Hidden Power, which basically every Pokemon can learn. You can now also get the old rod from this man in Viridian City, and with the fishing rod and our pickup pals in tow, we can actually start making progress on this mammoth challenge. Starting in Pallet Town, you can catch Staryu with the old rod, and Shelder with the old rod. On Route 1 you can catch Nidoran male, Nidoran female, Ponyta, Doduo, Sentret. In Viridian City you can catch Magikarp with the old rod, Barboach with the old rod, 2 Mareep, Houndour, 2 Ralts, and a Skitty. On Route 22 you can catch Rattata, Mankey, 2 Poliwag with the old rod, and 2 Clamperl with the old rod. On Route 2 you can get Trico from an NPC, Pidgey, Hoot Hoot, Hoppip, Shroomish, and Poochyena. In Viridian Forest you can get Caterpie, Weedle, Pikachu, 2 Oddish, Venonat, Bellsprout, 2 Wurmple, Surskit, and a Torchic from an NPC. And in Pewter City you can get the Togepi egg, Sunkern, Mudkip from an NPC, 2 Tailo, Slackoff, Nosepass, and Swablu. So now I've caught all the Pokemon that I can in-game with an in-game time of 3 hours and 8 minutes. So you think I can take on Brock, right? Haha, no. I have to fully evolve these Pokemon. Yep, every single one. So the best course of action is to keep Togepi in your party, as it needs happiness to evolve, and running around with it for hours grinding the rest of your Pokemon is going to help that a ton. Some wild Pokemon do carry evolutionary stones, so what I did was clear a spot in my party and went on a catching spree, saving in between Pokemon to save the in-game time. If the Pokemon I caught didn't have the evolution stone, I'll just reset and catch another one. The Pokemon that carry these stones are Oddish with the Leaf Stone, Pikachu with the Thunder Stone, and Shelder with the Water Stone. And for this section you'll need 2 Leaf Stones, 1 Thunder Stone and 3 Water Stones. You'll also need to get an extra Water and Leaf Stone for later, but you can save those for now as we can get the TM for Thief in the next section anyway. The method of resetting each capture is probably quicker than grinding Zigzagoon to level 29 to learn Covet, or a Poochyena to level 45 to learn Thief. As I said, you get the Thief TM very soon. I did actually end up getting the rest of the extra stones now, but you don't have to until you get Thief, when it will be a lot easier. The best spot to grind levels is in Pewter City. A great tip is to never replace a damaging move, as you will run out of PP fairly often, and minimizing the trips to the Pokemon Center is recommended. Did I mention this was also my second attempt at this whole challenge? I got all the way to the post-game, I was about to finish the challenge, and then I checked the Pokedex and saw I was missing some Pokemon, and got extremely disheartened and ranted about it on Twitter. The guides I were using were incomplete, including one of them which forgot Goldeen. Who remembers Goldeen anyway? But still, the guide forgot it, so I had to do this all again. Going through this again was hellish, and restarting it meant I lost my shiny Sunkern. I got a shiny Sunkern and now it's gone forever. Thanks, Goldeen. Some Pokemon have split evolutions, these being Wurmple and Clamperl. The best strategy for this is to evolve one as normal and then save, then grind or rare candy the next one and hope it's the Pokemon you don't have. If it evolves into the same Pokemon, then just reset and catch another one. A time saving tip, if you rare candy the Pokemon and it isn't the one you have, reset the game and then level it up as normal. This will save you rare candies, trust me, you're gonna need them. This first section is obviously one of the worst and most difficult as we have so much to evolve right away. We've got 3 stage Pokemon that need to go up to level 30 plus like Mudkip and Slackoth, single stage Pokemon that are weak as a paper umbrella to get to level 30 plus like Swablu and Ponyta, and Pokemon that just outright suck like Magikarp and Hoppip. And the worst part of it all, no running shoes. So stick on an album or two, a podcast, a live stream, or a couple movies or series because you're going to be here for a long time. The best Pokemon in Pewter are the Nosepass as they give off really good amounts of experience, especially the ones that are around level 13 and 14. I started by leveling up the Pokemon that evolve the highest level first. This included the likes of Venonat, Doduo, and Ponyta, the latter evolving at the highest level in this section at level 40. I got Ponyta to around level 34, just grinding it then, and I used it to switch train my weaker Pokemon to give them some quick levels to fight on their own. Magikarp and Hoppip were easily the most annoying as no matter what level they are just awful. Hoppip can at least learn Hidden Power, so that's just rolling a turd in glitter. It looks better, but it's still a turd. In contrast, the starters, i.e. Mudkip and pals, have really good stats and thus are easier to grind as they can start to knock out wild Pokemon at a lower level than others. Getting things to just around the level 30 mark was tough enough, so evolving things into the mid to late 30s is a lot harder. Good thing I have a lot of rare candies, but wait, don't use them all. Try to save as many rare candies as you can for the next section, as that section has a lot of Pokemon that evolve around level 50. You have been warned. But that still did not stop me pumping loads of rare candies into the final few Pokemon I needed to evolve, because I'm lazy. And after doing the world's largest amount of grinding, I finally evolved the following. Caterpie to Metapod at level 7, and then to Butterfree at level 10, Weedle to Kakuna at level 7, then to Beedrill at level 10, Pidgey to Pidgeotto at level 18, and then to Pidgeot at level 36, Rattata to Raticate at level 20, Pikachu to Raichu with a Thunderstone, Nidoran female to Nidorino at level 16, Nidoran male to Nidorino at level 16, Oddish to Gloom at level 21, and then to Vileplume with a Leaf Stone, Venonat to Venomoth at level 31, Mankey to Primeape at level 28, 2 Poliwag into Poliwhirl at level 25, 1 Poliwhirl into Poliwrath with a Water Stone, the other Poliwrath into Politoed at level 35, Bellsprout to Weepinbell at level 21, then to Victory Bell with a Leaf Stone, Ponyta to Rapidash at level 40, Doduo to Dodrio at level 31, Shelter to Cloyster with a Water Stone, Staryu to Starmie with a Water Stone, Magikarp to Gyarados at level 20, Sentret to Ferret at level 20, Hoot to Noctowl at level 20, Togepi to Togetic with Max Happiness, Mareep to Flaffy at level 15, then to Ampharos at level 30, Hoppip to Skiploom at level 18, then to Jumpluff at level 27, Sunkern to Sunflora with a Sunstone, Houndour to Houndoom at level 24, Elekid to Electabuzz at level 24, Treecko to Grovyle at level 16, then to Sceptile at level 36, Torchic to Combuskin at level 16, then to Blaziken at level 36, Mudkip to Marshtomp at level 16, then to Swampert at level 36, Poochyena to Mightyena at level 18, Zigzagoon to Linoon at level 20, Wurmple randomly to Silcoon at level 7, and then to Beautifly at level 10, Wurmple randomly to Cascoon at level 7, and then into Dustox at level 10, Tailo to Swellow at level 22, Ralts to Curlier at level 20, then to Gardevoir at level 30, Surskit to Masquerain at level 22, Shroomish to Breloom at level 23, Slackoff to Vigoroth at level 18, then to Slacking at level 36, Swablu to Altaria at level 35, Barboach to Wishcash at level 30, Clamperl randomly to Huntail at level 18, and Clamperl randomly to Gorobus at level 18. And with an in-game time of 52 hours and 34 minutes and 98 Pokemon registered, I have finally completed the first part of the challenge. Now we can blaze through Brock's updated team with the power of Politoed and get the first gym badge at last. And then getting one of the best items in the game, the running shoes. Now we are set to embark on the largest section of this Professor X challenge, which will include many evolutions, including getting pseudo-legendaries in the level 50 range. First thing I did though was get to the grass on Route 3 where I caught Spinder, Jigglypuff, Growlithe, and Vulpix. Then I went into Mount Moon, which has many important items, first of which being the TM for Thief, a move that allows you to take the opponent's held item. And as many Pokemon carry evolution stones, this is going to save a lot of time as opposed to catching the Pokemon and checking if they have an item or not. In this section you're going to need 5 Moonstones, 1 Sunstone, and 1 Firestone. The Firestone was particularly annoying since all the Growlithe and Vulpix I encountered were holding Rawst Berries rather than a Firestone. While I was in Mount Moon I caught Clefairy, Zubat, Paras, Geodude, Slugma, Larvitar, Whismur, Aeron, Numel, Torkoal, Solrock, Lunatone, Chameco, and Bagon. If you use Thief on Wild Clefairy and Lunatone you can get extra Moonstones, and if you use Thief on Solrock you can get extra Sunstones. I also picked up the Helix Fossil. This reminds me of something that's good for the YouTube algorithm. I can't remember what it is, but leave a comment if you know. A good tip for this section is to keep Zubat in your party at all times when walking around. This is because to get Crobat its final evolution, you'll need to have max happiness, and walking around is going to help that immensely. After making all of your catches and getting all the evolution stones you need, you can head to Cerulean City where the game really begins to open up. But wait, make sure you have everything, as once you jump off this ledge, you can't go back to Mount Moon. Very important, so be careful or you'll fail the challenge if you missed anything. This part is so important that I wrote it in all caps in the script. I wanted to make as much progress as I could right away so I didn't have to keep going back and forth for new encounters. So I battled the rival and swept him with my overleveled Politoed, got the SS ticket from Bill, and skipped straight to Vermilion City to get the bike ticket that I had exchanged for a bike in Cerulean, the Good Rod, and our new best friend, the VS Seeker. The VS Seeker is an item that allows you to rematch trainers that you've already battled, and is an essential piece of equipment in this challenge to get a high XP yield. That's all the new items we can get, so now I have to go on a catching spree, starting off in Route 4 where you can catch Sandshrew, 2 Magnemite, Yanma, Snubbull, Ekans, Electrike, Wailmer with the Old Rod, and Lovedisk with the Old Rod. On Route 24 you can catch Illumise, Volbeat, Abra. I got Charmander from an NPC, Chinchou with the Good Rod, and Carvanha with the Good Rod. On Route 25 you can catch Machop, Pineco, Remoraid with the Good Rod. In Cerulean City you can catch Pichu, Roselia, Psyduck with the Good Rod, Horsey with the Good Rod, Nincada, and Totodile from an NPC. On Route 6 you can catch Lotad, 2 Seedot, Meowth, Chikorita from an NPC, and Feebas with the Old Rod. In Vermilion City you can catch Dratini with the Good Rod, Krabby with the Good Rod, Natu, Wingull, Tangela, and Apom. On Route 11 you can catch Trapinch, Drowsy, Cacnea, and Boltoy, Corphish with the Good Rod, Spearow. In Diglett's Cave you can catch a Diglett, Dunsparce, and Dugtrio if you're lucky. And for in-game trades, on Route 2 you can trade a Magnemite for a Mr. Mime. On Route 5 you can trade a Seedot for a Snorunt. In Cerulean City you can trade a Ralts for a Lickitung. And in Vermilion City you can trade your Taillow for a Farfetch'd. Now we've caught all the obtainable Pokemon, I hope you saved a few rare candies, because my god this is going to be grueling. Luckily it's not as bad as the last section, as trainer Pokemon give off more EXP than wild ones. I mainly trained on Route 6 since the trainers are within close proximity of each other. The bug catchers Ledian and Ninjas give off around 650 EXP each, and since they are bug Pokemon, they aren't particularly strong, so this is one of the most profitable trainers around. Route 11 has type specific trainers like Grass, Water and Fire, and also some fully evolved Pokemon, so it's good for training specific Pokemon. Now for the Pokemon that caused me issues, and first is Psyduck. It has a very bad move pool, only learning Confusion as its damaging move, so teach it Hidden Power. Mine luckily had Hidden Power Fighting, so I used it against the Raticate trainers on Route 6 and Route 11. Pineco has really bad stats and moves, so it was a nightmare to train even with Hidden Power. A traded Pokemon we have to evolve really late is Snorunt, and since its level will exceed the level cap from traded Pokemon, it will start to be disobedient and refuse to attack. It's probably the worst thing I've ever had to train, so I stuck it in the daycare to train my more obedient Pokemon. But because it is traded, in battle it will gain a boost in EXP, so if you can actually make it use an attacking move, then you're in for a big payoff. I also took a detour to the SS Anne to meet the rival who brags about catching only 40 Pokemon. Really? Pathetic. I kick him off the boat and get the HM for cut from the captain and continue grinding. And now for the evolutions, starting with Sandshrew to Sandslash at level 22, Magnemite to Magneton at level 30, Snubbull to Gramble at level 23, Psyduck to Golduck at level 33, Electrike to Manectric at level 26, Wailmer to Wailord at level 40, Chinchou to Lantern at level 27, Pineco to Fortress at level 31, Remoraid to Octillery at level 25, Snorunt to Glalie at level 42, Meowth to Persian at level 28, Carvana to Sharpedo at level 30, Feebas to Milotic at level 20, Krabby to Kingler at level 28, Wingull to Pelipper at level 25, Ekans to Arbok at level 22, Drowsy to Hypno at level 26, Natu to Xatu at level 25, Cacnea to Cacturn at level 32, Baltoy to Claydol at level 36, Spearow to Fearow at level 20, Paras to Parasect at level 24, Numel to Camerupt at level 33, Slugma to Macargo at level 38, Corphish to Crawdaunt at level 30, Nincada to Ninjask at level 20, and into Shedinja with an extra space in your party, Chikorita to Bayleaf at level 16, and then into Meganium at level 32, Cyndaquil to Quilava at level 14, and then to Typhlosion at level 36, Totodile to Croconaw at level 18, then to Feraligatr at level 30, Zubat to Golbat at level 22, then to Crobat with Max Happiness, Horsey to Seadra at level 32, then into Kingdra at level 44, Machop into Machoke at level 28, then to Machamp at level 40, Abra to Kadabra at level 16, then to Alakazam at level 36, Dratini to Dragonair at level 30, then into Dragonite at level 55, Whismur to Loudred at level 20, and then to Exploud at level 40, Geodude to Graveler at level 25, and then to Golem at level 38, Larvitar to Pupitar at level 30, then to Pupitar at level 55, Aeron to Lairon at level 32, and then to Aggron at level 42, Trapinch to Vibrava at level 35, and then to Flygon at level 45, Bagon to Shelgon at level 30, and then to Salamence at level 50, Lotad to Lombre at level 14, then to Ludicolo with the Water Stone, Seedot to Nuzleaf at level 14, and then into Shiftry with the Leaf Stone, Vulpix to Ninetales with the Fire Stone, Growlithe to Arcanine with the Fire Stone, Clefairy to Clefable with the Moonstone, Jigglypuff to Wigglytuff with the Moonstone, Nidorina to Nidoqueen with the Moonstone, Nidorino to Nidoking with the Moonstone, Skitty to Delcatty with the Moonstone, and Gloom to Blossom with the Sunstone. And now we have finally completed that section. That took ages, and at an in-game time of I don't know because I lost the footage for this, we can finally take on the second gym, with a team of pseudo-legendaries and our level 55 Dragonite. I think it's safe to say that Misty gave up after this. Now we have the ability to use the HM for cut outside of battle, which opens up basically the entire region to us, giving us many new Pokemon to find and capture for this section, and with the increase in trainer levels, it should be a bit easier to train them up. First thing I did was I backtracked through Diglett's Cave to Pewter City to get the old Amber from the museum, going back through Vermilion to get the free Squirtle from in front of the gym, and proceeding to completely ignore the gym and head to Route 9 east of Cerulean. So here is where we have a lot of captures, and starting off on Route 9 we get a Bulbasaur from an NPC, Plusle, and Minun. On Route 10 you can get Voltorb, 2 Slowpoke with the Good Rod, and a Soothe Bell, which is a friendship raising item. Luckily you don't need to waste time getting the HM for Flash in Rock Tunnel, as it's now sponsored by Travis Scott. It's lit! In the Rock Tunnel I caught Sfeel, Onix, Beldum, Swinub, Sneasel, Delibird, Seal, Makuhita, and Charmander from an NPC. After catching everything in Rock Tunnel and battling through the slog of trainers, I went straight to Celadon City to get some more new Pokemon, these being Eevee, Ledibur, Spinarak, Porygon, and Grimer with the Good Rod. Get the Tea for the Guards to get access to Saffron City, where we can get a free Tyrogue from the man outside the fighting dojo, but be sure to save before you pick it up. This is to make sure that you can evolve it into Hitmontop. This is because in the fighting dojo you don't have to pick between Hitmonlee and Hitmonchan, you can just take them both, which I actually didn't know you could do in this ROM hack, meaning that I actually failed the first attempt I did of this challenge. It only took me 2 resets, but I evolved Tyrogue into Hitmontop at level 20, and got Hitmonlee and Hitmonchan from the Karate Master. So now it's a little bit of story stuff, as you have to beat Giovanni in the game corner to carry on, so I did very convincingly and also beat the rivals team with the power of Dragonite, proceeding to capture Ghastly, Shuppet, Duskull, Cubone, and Misdreavus. Once you've done that, you just have to rescue Mr. Fuji, get the Poké Flute as a thank you, and awaken and capture the Snorlax blocking the cycling path. I sped through the cycling road as fast as I could to get to Fuchsia City to get the most important item in the game, the EXP share. Now for those of you living under a Geodude, the EXP share means that Pokemon will gain half the experience from battle without having to participate. Very helpful for weaker Pokemon, but before that I've got a small matter of catching the rest of the things available to me. On Route 18 I caught Girafarig, and Gulping, and Medicham after trading it for a Flaffy. On Route 19 I caught Quillfish after getting the Super Rod on the route to Lavender Town. On Route 13 you can catch Seviper and Zangoose. On Route 15 you can get Kecleon and Ditto. And in Fuchsia City you can get Lapras from an NPC and Goldeen with the Good Rod. And now we've got to enter the hell that is the Safari Zone, encountering Pokemon with really low catch rates. And this will take you a while, but make sure you remember the HM for Surf and the Gold Teeth to get the HM for Strength later. So for the Safari Zone, in the center area you can catch Wooper and Miltank. In the northern section you can catch Cypher, Chansey, Execute, Pinsir, Tauros, Smeargle, and Tropius. In the western section you can catch Shuckle, Heracross, Stantler, Kangaskhan, and Corsola with the Good Rod. And in the eastern section you can catch Rhyhorn and Skarmory. Now we just have one more Pokemon we need to get for this section, and that involves going to Silphco, where after beating the rival you can get a free cast form. Silphco is also a really good grinding spot with the amount of trainers there, so fill up your team with Pokemon that need to evolve, get the XP share on them, and go to town. And after that I still had some more training to do, so I traversed around the areas of Fuchsia City with loads of trainers, fighting everyone that I missed. Then I went to the top of the cycling road and used the VSC Connect to the 6 trainers there. The worst thing to evolve will definitely be the Beldum to Metagross, as it has to get to level 45, and will only have the move Takedown for ages. Since when Beldum evolves into Metang it gets Confusion at level 20, and you can't find Beldum level 19 or below, so I taught my Metang Psychic, pumped it full of PP up so that I could use it in battle longer, and gave other Pokemon the EXP share. Teaching it Psychic was really good for the cycling road trainers, as they have a lot of poison and fighting type Pokemon. I also trained some Pokemon I got earlier when travelling through this point of the game, like Squirtle and Co, taking me through Rock Tunnel and gaining some brilliant XP from taking out the trainers. Since you clearly have a lot of money by now, you can pump Chansey full of expensive vitamins to evolve it, or just give it the Sooth Bell and keep it in your party. Your choice, but the vitamins are faster. And from this section, it took a while, but I finally evolved Bulbasaur into Ivysaur at level 16, and into Venusaur at level 32, Charmander into Charmeleon at level 16, and into Charizard at level 36, Squirtle into Wartortle at level 16, and into Blastoise at level 36, Shuppet into Bayonet at level 37, Slowpoke to Slowbro at level 37, Onix into Steelix at level 32, Voltorb into Electrode at level 30, Porygon to Porygon 2 at level 31, Ghastly into Haunter at level 25, and into Gengar at level 38, Seal into Dugong at level 34, Beldum into Metang at level 20, and into Metagross at level 45, Grimer into Muck at level 38, Swinub into Piloswine at level 33, Duskull into Dusclops level 37, Rhyhorn to Rhydon at level 42, Makuhita into Hariyama at level 24, Wooper into Quagsire at level 20, Gulping to Swalot at level 26, Ledybug to Ledian at level 18, Cubone to Marowak at level 28, Goldeen into Seaking at level 33, Spheal into Celio at level 32, and then into Walrein at level 44, Spinarak into Ariados at level 22, Cypher into Scizor at level 42, Chansey into Blissey with Max Happiness, Execute into Executor with a Leaf Stone, Slowpoke into Slowking with a Water Stone, and Eevee into one of the evolutions, it doesn't matter which one, but I chose Espeon with the Sunstone. And with that, we now have a grand total of 321 Pokemon registered at an in-game time of 107 hours and 40 minutes. We can finally get to the third gym badge of the game, and this battle is going to be against Kyogre, as his gym badge allows us to use Surf outside of battle. He's actually really tough, but once you beat him, you can Surf, opening up a whole world of water types and our first legendaries of the run. So this is a fairly short section, thankfully, with the Pokédex being almost completely full, but it still has some challenges within it, including a certain legendary bird. The first stop after the gym is to catch Marill in the first zone of the Safari Zone by surfing, then go south to Fuchsia City to catch Tentacool and Manton by surfing. You've got to head to the power plant next, but while you're on your way, head to the outside of Cerulean Cave where you can get a free lucky egg. I would have loved this earlier in the run, but beggars can't be choosers. Also, this guy turns up out of nowhere, so sadly we can't get Mewtwo yet because of this man's teleportation abilities. Before you go into the power plant, stock up on Ultra Balls and get to the first legendary encounter with Zapdos. Using Dragonite's Thunder Wave will be very helpful when catching the upcoming legendaries, and I actually caught Zapdos fairly quickly with only a few Ultra Balls, which was very surprising but extremely welcome. After catching the Thunderbird, you can go to Cinnabar Island to revive your old Amber and Fossil. This gets you Aerodactyl in either Omanyte or Kabuto. The final catch for this section is Coughing in the Pokemon Mansion. I actually found it's evolved from Wheezing before finding Coughing, so I didn't have to evolve it. Now for the quick evolutions, we have to evolve Marill into Azumarill at level 18, Tentacool into Tentacruel at level 30, Armanite into Omastar at level 40, and that's it. I finished this section with a time of 108 hours and 41 minutes, basically an hour. I told you it was a short section, now you just have to beat Blaine and set sail with Bill to the Sevi Islands. So this section is going to be even shorter, as there's only 2 Pokemon you need to catch while doing this usually optional part of the game. On Free Island Port you can catch Gligar, then you have to save the Lost Child, who is aptly named Lostel, and get teleported back to 2 Island and enter the cave by the waterfall north of the little town. This is where you encounter Suicune. Suicune was a bit of a pain to catch, but nothing too difficult, as it only took me 2 resets. And that is the entire section, 2 Pokemon. Now you can beat Erica and use Strength outside of battle. And these sections just keep getting shorter and shorter as we are now on to Phase 6. You just have to make the short trip to the Seafoam Islands where you can catch Articuno. This one was pretty tricky as it has Ice Beam, which is super effective on both Dragonite and Zapdos. But despite this, we caught it and went to Mount Ember on the Sevi Islands to catch Teddiursa, Phanpy, and the final legendary bird, Moltres. I didn't write any notes for Moltres, so I'm guessing it didn't give me much trouble. Then all you have to do is evolve Teddiursa into Ursaring at level 30, and Phanpy into Donphan at level 25. And then you have to go back and beat Sabrina to gain the ability to use Rock Smash outside of battle. And now, even more captures! Now we have to head back to one island and go on the Kindle Road. In the hot springs where you can get the HM for Rock Smash, just a little bit south of there is a little Rock Smash zone where you can catch Raikou. Pretty easy to catch when I didn't knock it out in one hit. And then you just carry on straight forward to Mount Ember to get Entei. Entei was a pain as I kept getting to the last shake and it breaking out, which was really frustrating. Then I just reset, and on my second try I caught it in one Ultra Ball. Yeah, that luck was a bit better than the first attempt for sure. That is everything pre-Victory Road, and all you have to do is beat the remaining gym leaders, sweeping through Lieutenant Surge and Giovanni, beat the last rival battle before the Elite Four, and carry on to the final section of the main game. Now we're on the home stretch to the Elite Four, but in the Victory Road you can catch 2 more Pokemon, and these are the last ones you can catch before the post game, these being Sableye and Mawile. Now it's time to take my overleveled Dragonite and Death Fodder legendaries and smash through the Elite Four, going in at an in-game time of 110 hours and 55 minutes. I also taught Dr. Dragonite Dragon Claw over Outrage, as it means I can actually choose my attacks and not get confused in battle. Lorelei was extremely difficult, as you would expect, using a Pokemon that is 4 times weak to Ice. It's probably the most difficult member of the Elite Four, and maybe if I taught Dragonite something like Thunderbolt it would have been easier, but I just battled through seeing as we're so overleveled. Bruno was a joke as he normally is, Steelix was a bit annoying but nothing really crazy. Agatha wasn't too difficult either, as Dragonite just uses brute force to get through, and Lance was also pretty easy as we have the super effective type advantage with Dragonite. And the champion was a chump. A chumpion. He didn't really pose a threat in battle, and with that victory I've beaten the main game. But of course I have to catch the remaining Pokemon in the post game, and there are a lot of legendaries I need to get, so this may take a while. And we've finally made it to the post game, and I haven't made any mistakes yet. That's brilliant, I'm very proud of myself. But now the first thing you have to do in the post game is the Ruby and Sapphire side quest in order to unlock the Cerulean Cave. To do this you have to go to Mount Ember and beat the Rocket Grunts and get the Ruby in the inner cave, go to 4 Island and beat up the Grunts in the Ice Cave with Lorelei, go to 6 Island, fail to get the Sapphire and go to the Rocket Hideout on 5 Island, beat all of those clowns, gifting the gems to Celio, and opening up the final area of the game. So now we are able to just run into Cerulean Cave whenever we feel like. We can get the final captures of these new areas. On 5 Island you need to go to the Lost Cave, and here you can catch Murkrow, Wobbuffet, and Spoink. You'll also need to get the Lax Incense and the Sea Incense, but use a guide as this cave is really annoying. On 6 Island in the Ruin Valley you can get Sudowoodo. On 7 Island head south to the canyon and complete the strength puzzle to unlock the Tenobi Ruins, and in the ruin interior you can catch Unknown, and in the exterior you can use Surf to catch Kabuto and Anorith, and use the Super Rod to catch Lileep and Relicanth. And the final thing you need to do is head back to 4 Island to utilise the daycare. Put a Ditto in the daycare with the Pokemon you want to breed and start biking around like a crazy person. I did put my Macargo in the party with the ability Magma Armor, as I thought that would help reduce the egg hatching time, but that only works in Pokemon Emerald onwards, meaning that there was no reason for me to have it here. I wonder what people on this island think of some kid just cycling around on their tiny island with a magma snail for ages. But here you can breed your evolution to get 4 Eevee, Wigglytuff to get an Igglybuff, Clefable to get a Cleffa, Medicham to get a Meditite, Azumarill holding the Sea Incense for Azurill, and Wobbuffet holding a Lax Incense for Wynaut. And finally you need to evolve Kabuto into Kabutops at level 40, Anorith to Armaldo at level 40, Lileep to Cradily at level 40, Spoink to Grumpig at level 32, and the remaining Eevee into the ones you missed. So for me it's Jolteon with the Thunderstone, Vaporeon with the Waterstone, Flareon with the Firestone, and Umbreon with the Moonstone. And the final stretch of this journey takes us to the Traveller's Tomb, a new area replacing the Ultron Cave that gives us warps and links to the final legendary Pokemon. The first Pokemon I fought was Deoxys, getting to Birth Island. It was really annoying to battle as Dragonite kept knocking out on one hit, and my birds weren't able to take hits to inflict damage. I caught it eventually however, but it was really annoying to deal with due to its low defense but high attack. My next section was the Naval Rock opening for the next encounters, going all the way down to encounter Lugia. I got it into the red and paralysed and caught it on my first battle attempt. and then going up to the heavens to encounter Ho-Oh, which I caught in only 3 Ultra Balls, and that means I now have 2 additional level 90s to the team. In order to get the Mew, you have to fight these really tough trainers, and I actually lost to them due to their items and movesets, which was then when I caught Ho-Oh and Lugia to actually beat them. Going through, and I caught Mew in only 2 Ultra Balls. It's only level 50, so Zapdos helped a lot with Thunder Wave and Drill Peck to weaken it. And now for a big piece of the Professor Oak challenge, the Cronum Tower. This is where a majority of the legendary Pokemon are hiding, so I've got to go through, battle various trainers, and catch Pokemon with really low catch rates. Fun. First to battle is Reggie Rock. The first attempt was a fail as it knocked itself out with struggle. I got within 1 shake of capture so many times. It took so many Ultra Balls to actually catch, so I'm fearing for the rest of this dungeon. Regice on the next floor was the exact same as the first attempt of Reggie Rock, dying to struggle, and then my next attempt was a really quick catcher, around 7 Ultra Balls. Registeel on the next floor wasn't like the previous Reggies, as it was a good friend and got caught very quickly. Latios was a real pain, however, as it has Recover. A critical hit knocked it out, so this may take me a while. I actually went to do some other things and came back to the battle as it was really annoying me, and I caught it fairly quickly. And of course that means we've next got to get Latios, which was a bit more cooperative than its red counterpart. Of course it still has Recover, so maybe bring something with Taunt. Next up was Kyogre, and I got a boatload of netballs for this one since they work a lot better on water types. It's still very annoying to catch since it has the move Rest, which will fully heal it, but put it to sleep. After 2 failed attempts at catching Kyogre, I caught it in only 2 netballs, meaning a lot of money has just gone down the drain. Groudon is next naturally, and of course it also has Rest, and I can't paralyze it due to being ground type. I could have if I had something with Stun Spore, but it used Rest anyway and I caught it within the first ball. Well, that was very welcome. And the final Pokemon of the Hoenn Legends is Rayquaza. It also has Rest, but I got it into the perfect position for capture with only 1 HP and Paralysis, then it knocked itself out by being confused by Outrage. Rayquaza took me a very long time and a lot of resetting was needed. Sometimes I'd knock it out, sometimes it'd knock itself out, and sometimes it would knock my whole team out. It took me forever, and it was basically like a Latios situation where I had to come back later, but I did eventually catch it. The last Pokemon at the top of the tower is Jirachi. There's not much to say here, it was a pretty easy capture. And the last new area we have to go to is via the Warp Tree at the top of Cronum Tower, the Yggdrasil Forest? I don't know how to pronounce that, I've obviously butchered that. But that's where you can catch a level 50 Celebi. 2 Ultra Balls later and we are almost done with this challenge. So now we have one last place to go to, the Cerulean Cave. The first Pokemon I have to find is Absol. It's a pretty random Pokemon to have so late in the challenge, but we move. You've got to battle quite a few random self-insert trainers, including this guy with the really strong psychic types, and a guy with a team of Wobbuffet, you horrible, horrible human being. On the bottom floor is where you can catch Absol. It's quite surprising how there's nowhere in the game you can catch this, apart from here. And then we get into the battle with Mewtwo, the final Pokemon we need, and I just chucked the Master Ball at it. And that is that. I have finished the Professor Oak's challenge on Pokemon Fire Red Omega with an in-game time of 115 hours and 59 minutes and caught the maximum 382 Pokemon you can get. And looking at the leaderboard on the Professor Oak's challenge subreddit, I have smashed that time of 206 hours by ShyRayQ. Somehow it says he caught 386 Pokemon, so I don't know if there is a ROM update that lets you catch the other starters, but that's not my concern as I completed my version of the challenge. This has taken me absolutely ages due to failing the first run because I missed some Pokemon here and there, but this time around I was a lot smarter and a lot better than before. I hope you all enjoyed this video and leave a like if you did. It was a mammoth task to do and edit, so all support is appreciated. I'm going to be doing some more Professor Oak challenges on other ROMs in the future, as well as some more Pokemon challenges, and starting a Nuzlocke, which you guys, the viewers, have voted on. So that's why you should subscribe to the channel and look at the social media links in the description to find out about new video updates and channel updates. Thank you all so much for watching. My name is Insupri123 and I will see you all in the next video.